Hi, my name is Sebastian Matasara, and today I'll be discussing live events and the benefits that they can bring to your city. Do you know the last big event your city hosted? First here in New York was the Super Bowl. We've also hosted events like the US Open, the MLB All-Star Game, and also WWE WrestleMania. The sporting events are not the only events that we've hosted. We also hosted the Grammys, the MTV Music Awards, Fashion Week, and even the Radio City Christmas Spectacular produced by the Rockettes. Quite honestly, New York has a list of endless events. So I ask you again, what was the last event your city hosted? Think about it. You may even wonder why this is important. Well, there are three reasons why this is important. First, exposure. Your city may be small and not have a lot of tourism dollars that can come in daily. But if there was a festival or a concert or a reason for people to come visit when it would have unexpected revenue be generated for your town. Now consider the small business owner in your area. They have people buying food, eating at restaurants, or staying at their hotels, then they have a chance to keep their business open longer. And should your event be successful, it will also give visitors a chance to return. Now the saying goes, the happy guest is a returning guest. So now the second one that I want to recommend that I have is recognition. Once a city is recognized by the public for a particular thing or an event, the local government will make more of an effort to ensure that they are doing their part, so that people will get improvements in the city on roads, transportation, airports, and other infrastructures, which benefits everybody in the town, especially if you're a city that lacks mobility. If you're a city that lacks mobility, it might be more difficult to get transportation. In some towns, transportation is limited and stops early, and live events could change that. Third, investments. When your city starts to get more promotion, investment dollars begin to trickle in. These corporations can bring in new jobs, more housing, other structures like malls and outlets, and these can help the communities that are underdeveloped. Take, for example, Detroit. Before the car industry put them on the map, it was a small city with hardly any population and promise. The birth of the car manufacturing brought in a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities to grow in areas of investments, tram trains, and new areas like casinos and other attractions that made money. However, once the car industry disappeared from Detroit, then they found themselves lost and on the verge of bankruptcy. So now they're slowly beginning to climb back up from those problems by making bids for some new business and events. One of the things that they look for is hosting the Olympics. While the bidding process is a great step for getting an event to your city, there are other considerations to look at. The first consideration is are there enough activities for people to do in your town? Second, are there enough hotels within the price range for eateries that can support the massive crowds? For example, Nashville, Tennessee is known for its country music roots. They have a huge festival every year before the Country Music Awards, but in its first 2 years, the industry almost had to pay for the event out of pocket, as the city did not have the right infrastructure to get the massive crowds around or enough hotels to keep interested parties in the area near the event. Things had to be built, Infrastructure had to be rebuilt or reconstructed to facilitate the crowds. And years later, the city hosted the event at least 12,000 plus people over the course of 1 year. A good point to have as a city is a great marketing plan for your strengths. So, for example, if your city is in a hot climate, you should focus on getting people there in the winter months to enjoy the sun. So your bid should focus on highlighting the outdoor activities. So if you're in Miami, for example, you would be better. It would be a better destination than Niagara Falls during the winter. But if your event is for skiing, then the opposite works. So Niagara Falls would be the better choice. Your tourism bureau needs to know how to highlight your strengths. You also need to consider the overall cost, staying balanced. Bigger cities need to contend with security issues and plans of evacuation, which often add to the final cost. For instance, in New York City for the Super Bowl, boulevards and Times Squares, we had to spend close to $14 to $15 million for surveillance for the 3 days event. That was apart from the money that was spent on salaries, overtime, equipment, vehicles, patrols, and snow removal for people to get in to actually partake in the events. A small city may need to account for similar problems, but may need to spend the same amount of money. So now your city would need to consider these costs cannot be passed on to the taxpayers. But we all want to see your city grow and prosper. Taxes should be spent on fairing education, helping hospitals, ensuring state programs can keep funding. Now, these are just some of my reasonings for referring your city to host an event. I will do it in the hopes that you will feel a connection and importance to what is happening around you. For me, New York City is home. I never liked tourists or visitors to feel lost here in my city. While we're in a huge city, most people can tell you that New York City is a walking city with many little communities that are diverse in other flavors and diverse in its food and activities beyond your wildest dreams. This is what I want everybody to get to experience, what it looks like to be in your hometown. I want to know what your city can provide to tourism. So bidding on live events would bring such a chance of growth and stimulation to the economy, and would also give its people the chance to be a part of something fun and memorable, which in the end all we can hope for. So whether you love music, art, roller coasters, food, get involved in making your city stand out. Good luck.